Good morning and welcome to Money Wisdom, sponsored by Johnson Brunetti. I'm Jillian Andrews. We are teaching you smart ways to manage your money, and joining us now with expert advice is Eric Hogarth, certified financial planner and senior partner at Johnson Brunetti. Thanks for being here.
Good morning. Great to be here.
All right, today's topic is planning for your final wishes. Now, this can be a difficult topic to think about, but nonetheless, very important.
The reality is, if you don't take the time to make these decisions, have these conversations, these decisions will be made for you, maybe by someone who doesn't know you or doesn't know what is most important to you. Well, that's not what I would have done, and of course, you're not here to determine it, but have these conversations. I know they're difficult. That doesn't mean you don't need to have them.
Sure. So first step is seeing an estate attorney to create a will.
Yeah, and it's do I really need a will? Yes. Like, and people are like, well, I heard that I can just go on the internet and I can do it myself. Like, you know, or you can pay an attorney a little bit of money who went to college for a very long time to educate themselves on how to do that, because the laws are changing. And I'll meet people who say, you know, I have a will, I got it when my kids were born, and now they're grandparents. It's like, you need to update that, even if your life hasn't changed, which it probably has. That doesn't mean the laws haven't changed. So go see an estate planning attorney. If you don't like who you meet with, find another one.
Sure. You say it's also important to consider a trust.
You might want a trust. You know, I didn't save this money to make my kids rich, which I'm a big fan of. Spend the money and enjoy life, do all the things you want to do. But a lot of people, they are going to leave money behind. And, you know, well, I love my kids, but I don't know about the people they married. And, you know, maybe you have that conversation, or maybe you have someone who's not capable of managing money on their own, or a variety of different reasons. There's lots of different trusts out there that serve lots of different functions. So again, meet with an estate planning attorney, educate yourself, and then make a decision about what do you want.
Sure, it's going to look different for everyone. Now, our third bullet here is people should regularly review beneficiary designations.
So this is different from a will, different from a trust. It's, you know, if you have a retirement account, if you have a bank account that has, you know, put a transfer on death on it, a brokerage account, almost every asset that you own, you know, not your comic book collection, but you can attach a beneficiary to it, and those things bypass probate, which make it a much easier process. I mean, you're talking about, if your IRA has a beneficiary designation, that money will transfer at death within a matter of weeks. If you don't, it could take years. And it doesn't cost anything to have a beneficiary. But if your life changes and you don't change that beneficiary, and all of a sudden you die and the money goes to your ex-wife, like current wife is probably not going to be thrilled. Have the conversation. Make sure it's accurate.
Sure. Building off that last, arguably the most important, is communicating with your loved ones.
Yes, have those conversations. You know, your family is there to help you, to, you know, care about you, and generationally, different generations feel differently about this. Like when I used to meet with more Great Depression era mindset people, like, and some of you might be struggling with this. If you have a parent who's 90 or 100, you don't know what's going on because they don't want to tell you, and I get it. But you should have those conversations, because if that money is going to go to your family, you know, maybe you want to think about helping out while you're still here. That line of, you know, giving with warm hands instead of cold hands is a little morbid, but talk about this stuff. You worked hard for it. It should do what you want it to do.
Yeah, and you have a book offer for our viewers to help break this down even more.
We do. It's called The Greatest Gift, which is an interesting title, but it's about working through this stuff with the people you care about so that you have a plan. It's like, oh, I don't want to think about it. Like, I'm a little, I have this conversation a lot, like many times every day with people, but even, you know, my wife, when we get, like, she doesn't want to talk about it. These aren't fun things, but they're important things, because you never know what is going to happen. So go to moneywisdomtv.com. It's called The Greatest Gift, and it'll get you started on what should I be doing, what shouldn't I be doing. Getting this book doesn't cost you any money. It's not, well, I'm going to meet with an attorney, it's going to cost me a ton of money. No, it's not. moneywisdomtv.com, get the book, read it, and then figure out what you want to do.
All right, thank you, Eric. Again, moneywisdomtv.com, and that will do it for this edition of Money Wisdom. For Connecticut's Morning Buzz, I'm Jillian Andrews. We'll see you right back here next time.